This tutorial is to go over the meal type settings. This is something new. So when we go in here, you have different meal types. Till now, it's always been just one type of way for you to record your meals, and now we have three. So this is the first one. This is what we've always had here. You can choose how many meals you want per day. You can go from 3 to 8. Typically 6 would allow you to have like 3 meals and 3 snacks, but again, this is completely customizable. Now, time between eating meals, that's basically you saying how much time between each meal, and then it becomes evenly spaced. So if you have 6 meals and you want every 2.5 or every 2 hours and 20 minutes, or if you want every 3 hours, then it would automatically space it out. So as soon as you start your first meal, it would be automatically set 6 meals every 3 hours. Now that's automatically populated. Now you have a few other options as well. So you have the silent notification, and I'll just read this first. It silently appears every morning. Tapping awake will start your reminders. So what happens now, being that this is off, the app is basically turned off and nothing really happens. And it's up to you to choose that you ate your first meal, whenever that may be. 8 in the morning, 8:30, 8:40, whenever that would be. And when you choose that option, it automatically populates based on the settings we just discussed. Now, what the silent notification will do is it'll add us a notification silently. So if it's in the middle of the night or early in the morning, you won't hear it. But what that allows is that when you wake up in the morning, you'll see in your notification, it'll say good morning, and within that notification you could say that you're awake. And when you do that, you can set when the first reminder should start. So what's good about that is it also allows you to get a reminder for your first meal, and it could be different every day based on when you wake up. So if we turn this on, you can adjust when that notification comes up. I like to do it at least a few hours before I know I'm going to get up. So I know 6 a.m. I never wake up before 6 a.m. So I know that whenever I wake up, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, whatever it is, that notification will be waiting for me. And then this is asking you how much time after you say you're awake in the notification do you want to have your first meal. So that's start eating 20 minutes after awake, and again you can adjust that all the way up to an hour. So if you usually you get up and you go to the gym or do exercise or whatever you may do, go running, you can choose like an hour after you wake up is when you want to be reminded for your first meal. As little as 10 minutes before, or 20 minutes. I like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And that allows the app to, let's say you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you see the notification and you click that you're awake. What that does is that it automatically takes this 30 minutes, and if you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you choose awake, then your first reminder will be at 8:30. And then if you set it to remind you 10 or 15 minutes before your first meal, then it would remind you at 8:15 or 8:20. So that all applies as well. So this is a good way to have your first reminder set without having to have a specific time every morning. Or if you don't want to use it that day, you just ignore the that silent reminder, or you clear it out, and then it won't work. And then the end my day at, that's optional. That's you may want to do that like if I don't have any, if I didn't finish all my meals by, let's say, 12 a.m., then it should stop reminding me. Maybe you go to sleep, maybe even 11 p.m. You go to sleep at that time, and you might forget that you didn't finish your last meal, and then it'll wake you up. So that's optional, where you can choose where it automatically ends your day and will stop reminding you after a certain time. And then if you want to cancel that, you have to come into here and click the clear, and then it would clear that out. Now, the next option is time based. The next meal type is time based. So time based is when you know pretty much when you eat every day. You can change the names. So now we have names that you can name them, and then you can also do the time. So if you know every morning you want to be reminded at 8 a.m. to eat breakfast, then you could set that, and you can of course change that to 9. Maybe wake up at 9 and you want to eat at 10 or whatever. Let's say like 8:30 for example. So we can go to 8:30. Now the next meal is not gonna change. So you have to set up every meal. So it's not like the other one where it's every 2.5 or 3 hours between each meal. Here you can literally customize each one. Now I can do 8:30, and then I can do a snack. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Let's say 11. I want to do a snack. That's 2.5 hours. But at 12:30, you want to eat lunch. So an hour and a half later. So that allows you to easily customize between different amounts of space between meals. So I can add over here. I can do another snack, and then I can make a snack at, let's say, 2:30. So that's 2 hours later. And then if I want to, maybe I do another snack, and I can do that as well. And then maybe at 4 o'clock. I would want to do that. Now this is obviously just an example, and you could continue to adjust and customize however you like. So you could have 2 snacks during the day, and then you can have a dinner. And then maybe you'll have your dinner at 6:30 or whatever, 6:15 maybe. You can do 6:15. And then I don't know if you want to call it snack, or you can even write like fruit if you want. So you can write what you plan on eating without having to think. So maybe after dinner you want some fruit at 8 p.m. So you can do that as well. So this allows you to really customize every time, including the first time, and you can go through. I have 7 here. You can have more as well. And then to end my day, we discussed is the same thing here as well. So you can have like an 11:30 reminder to eat, but if you set this to 11 o'clock, then obviously it won't remind you. Okay, and then that was pretty straightforward. The next one is hour based. So it's similar to this one, but it differs a little bit because this is designed if you're not sure when you're going to eat breakfast in the morning. So it maybe it changes different times, or maybe sometimes you don't want to record your meal. So what you can have is you can have that silent reminder, silent first meal notification. So instead of telling it a time, you use the silent notification. So it's sort of like a hybrid with the first type, where you did not give it a time. It would go based on when you wake up. So you could do that same thing over here as well. It's 6 a.m. and then 30 minutes after you're awake. And that's why it says varies here. And then from there, you can say, okay, whenever I wake up and whenever I eat. So let's say I wake up at one day, and every day could be different. This is an example. Let's say Monday I wake up at 8:45 and I mark that I'm awake on the notification, and then 30 minutes after 8:45 is 9:15. That's when this first one will be. Okay, and it'll automatically populate as soon as you say you're awake. So if you go in there, it'll already be populated after you say that you're awake. Now, from whenever that time is, right? This time is 9:15, but Tuesday it might be 8:15. Whenever that time is, your snack will always be however many hours after you ate breakfast. And then you can adjust that. So you can have your snack, maybe you want it to be 2.5 hours. And then here you can change this, for example, to lunch. and then your lunch will be, so instead of time-based, it's hour-based, because we don't know the time of the first one, and then after that, and we don't know the time of anything, right? Because your lunch, if you want your lunch to be an hour after your snack, and your snack is 2.5 hours your breakfast, then we don't really know what time your lunch will be, because it's all based on that first meal, and that's why it needs to be based on how many hours after your previous meal. So we can do similar to like we did before. You can do fruit, and then we can do like maybe 2.5 hours later, and then we can do like I don't know, it doesn't have, again, you don't have to be specific for snack. I'm just trying to be a little creative here. Instead of putting a snack, we could put I don't know, let's say like veggies. Okay, we can do veggies, and then okay, I think they autocorrect. Try to be smarter. Okay, there we go. And we can do that like an hour and a half later. I have no idea what time this is, whenever that may be. 1 second. Here we go. And then we have dinner. Again, similar to the other way how we did. I'm gonna stop here, but I think you get that point. And then then the end of day, again, you have that option there as well. So that's basically how it's set. Now, with the silent notification, you don't have to mark that you woke up. You can always, like if you ignore that, you can also just mark when you eat your first meal, and it'll go from there. It doesn't need to be based on the awake. So that's optional. Even if you have the silent notification on, you can ignore the notification or clear it out and just eat whenever you're ready. Open the app. So here I changed the meal settings. So it's asking if you want to update the current meal times, because if you do this during the day and you want to make this change for tomorrow, it might reset your whole day of today. So you can do no, continue to home, and it won't update your current meal. It'll just start the next day. Or you can do yes, update my current meals, and that will apply these settings right away. So that's what we're going to do now. We will set that now. And then we have here, you see, eat breakfast, eat snack, eat lunch, eat fruit, eat veggies, eat dinner. So that's automatically populated. And like I said, you could just mark this and it'll automatically set everything. So you have 10:49, and then you have 1:19 a.m. It's the amount of hours that you did before. So whatever hours. I think I did like 2.5 hours later, and then an hour and a half later, etc. And then obviously it looks weird because I'm doing this in the evening, but in the morning, let's say this is 10:49 a.m. So you would end at 8:19 p.m. And of course, you could always do an extra reminder. It just won't tell you what meal or food that you're gonna want to eat. And then this updates every morning, just like the other types. So those are the 3 different types. Hopefully one of them work for you. And if you have any suggestions or adjustments that you feel, let us know. Also, I noticed that it's always caps lock anyways. So if you caps the first letter or not, it's not so relevant because it's always caps. And that's it. I hope you enjoy the app. Let us know, again, any feedback. Thank you.